Welcome in to Cavalier Field as we are underway. The pitch is grounded to Kane Carlos. It is Zeb Henry that led off for the Kansas Cannons. He grounded out to Kane Carlos for out number one. So it's Cooper Green up to bat now for the Cannons. Green finds himself ahead in the count 2-0. Green, an infielder, comes from Washington University. So he finds himself now on the count at 2-1 strike. Green hits a fly ball. It'll go out into left center field. It falls in. The Cannons have a runner aboard to bring in Tegan Muncie. Muncie is the right fielder today for the Cannons. Muncie from Southeast Community College. So non-league contest here tonight between the A's and the Cannons as the pitch was a little bit low. Muncie finds himself ahead in the count 1-0. Green stole over to second. The pitch was low and Hammond had to reach down and pick it up. So the Cannons have their first runner in scoring position, and Ruiz misses inside. It is Aiden Ruiz that got the start on the mound tonight for the Dodge City A's. We'll talk about some of his numbers here in a little bit. Ruiz misses inside again. It's 3 and no strikes. Pitch called strike. (3-1) delivery. Ruiz fires in. It's a high fly ball. It'll go out towards left field. Backtracking is Hoskins at left, and that'll runner started to tag up, did Green, but not advancing, and now 2 away. So that'll bring in Blake Seafelt. Seafelt will take a first pitch strike. Seafelt hit in the cleanup spot against the Dodge City A's. That game was back on June the 9th. Played at Augusta High School as Ruiz misses inside. Seafelt in that contest scored 1 run on 1 hit, drove 1 in, and walked once and struck out once. Heading the count 2-1 is Seafelt. It was Remington Miller that got the start in that contest. The A's would drop that one 12-8. The A's would have the tying run on deck. Actually, the tying run was at the plate. Not able to get it anything to go to be able to tie that game in the bottom of the 9th. The 2-2 pitch called strike 3, and that'll end the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. We'll have the top of the lineup due when we come back. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Edward Gregory Jr. is the leadoff tonight for the Dodge City A's. He is down in the count 1-2 after that call or swing and a miss. Ground one to the shortstop Rodriguez. The throw to first in time and one away. So Edward Gregory Jr., the junior from Southern University. That'll bring up Zach Hoskins. Hoskins played his junior season for Lake Erie College this past spring. Takes a pitch outside. Moves ahead in the count 1-0. It is Steele Seville that gets the start on the mound tonight for the Kansas Cannons. He started the game against the A's back on June the 9th. He went 4 2/3 innings in that contest, allowing 7 hits, 6 runs. All of them earned, walk 3, and struck out 3. 1-1 pitch from Seville is outside. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch coming up. Evens a count at 2, 1 away for the Dodge City A's in the bottom of the first. Seville fires in. It's off the end of the bat and will drop out in shallow center field. The A's have a runner aboard. That'll bring up Blake Coleman. Coleman, the sophomore from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Runner goes. The pitch is high and inside, and the throw down to second is high as well. So the A's have a stolen base early in this ball game, and now have a runner in scoring position with 1 away. It's a 1-0 count to Coleman. The pitch, called strike. Well, even the count at 1. Coleman fouls that off. It'll go out of play back behind us to our right. Down on the count 1-2. A's looking to avenge the loss to the Cannons earlier in the season. They dropped that game 12-8. Count remains at 1-2. Seville works from the first base side of the rubber. He'll take a look back at second. Throws in. Coleman sends one out into left field. Rolling all the way to the wall, and Hoskins will score easily. Coleman in with a stand-up double. It has an RBI attached to it. That'll bring in Jaden Moreno. Moreno from Prairie View A&M, played his senior season this year. Takes first pitch he sees. It misses outside for ball number 1. Seville gets the strike call there as he delivers inside. It'll even the count at 1. A's have a runner on, and they lead this game 1-0. Moreno is down in the count 1-2 after he fouls that one over towards the Cannons bullpen. Grounded to the third baseman. They pick it up. No one's covering third. And Coleman is in safely on the fielder's choice. Isaiah Velasco sends one out into right center. It's off the outfield wall, and the throw to third, not in time. It rolls to the A's dugout. So he'll score. Give him credit for a triple, and he'll score on the ball out of play. Kai Johnson, he grounds one to the third baseman and overthrown. He falls on the first base line, and he'll be in safely with the single. So that'll bring up Kevin Hammond. The A's have scored 4 already in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch misses low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Seville will miss high and outside, makes it 2-0 to Hammond. Hammond, the 7th batter of the inning to come to the plate for the Dodge City A's. There's 1 on and 1 away. A 2-0 pitch. Go back to first to check on Johnson. Johnson goes. The throw home is a strike, and the throw down to second rolls out into the outfield, but Johnson was down diving into second, not able to advance on the what would have been a throwing error. So we'll go back to work. It is a 2 balls, 1 strike count to Hammond, and the A's have another runner in scoring position with 1 away. A 2-1. Seville misses low, makes it 3-1. Hammond played he was a redshirt freshman this year at Lipscomb University. Pitch, it is popped out towards right field. Tracking it is the right fielder Muncie. The throw to third is not in time, so the sac fly advances Johnson over to third. That'll bring in the designated hitter tonight. It is Devon Polk. Polk was a freshman this year at North Central Texas College. Takes first pitch inside for ball number one. Polk, usually a pitcher, came to Dodge City, wanted to get some at-bats this summer. Wants to go back to NCTC this fall and get into the hitting rotation. Wants to be a DH for the team as well. The 1-1 pitch. Seville throws in, swung on and missed. Down on the count, 1-2. The pitch swung on and missed, and that will end the inning. Seville gets out of it. Yays at score 4. We're headed to the top of the second. It'll be Baxter, Markowicz, and Hellberg due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Markowicz grounds out to Edward Gregory Jr. as the second out of the inning, and Aiden Ruiz is on fire. Ruiz has thrown 23 pitches so far in the ball game. He faces off against Jackson Hellberg. He'll take a pitch outside for ball number one. Ruiz misses outside on that one. Falls behind in the count 2-0 to Hellberg. Ruiz, he works from the third base side of the rubber, fires in, gets Hellberg to foul that one off. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Hellberg, played at the University of Central Missouri. It's ahead in the count, 3-1, and as Ruiz will miss, and it's a 5-pitch walk to put a runner on with 2 away. That brings up Nico Rodriguez, the shortstop tonight for the Cannons. Rodriguez played at Wichita State University, comes from San Jose, California. Rodriguez takes the first pitch strike from Ruiz. He's down in the count 0-1. That pitch will miss outside. It evens the count at 1. Rodriguez comes up empty on Ruiz's offering. It's down in the count 1-2. The A's and Cannons, they were tied at 5 after 2 complete in Augusta back on June the 9th. The A's, they scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second. The Cannons, they would score 3 in the first and 2 in the second. They would go on to score in the next 4 innings as well. Count runs full after Ruiz misses. See the payoff pitch. Grounded up the first base line and foul. Will do it over again. Payoff pitch again. Back at Edward Gregory Jr., but it rolls out into right field, and that'll put runners on the corners with 2 away. So that brings up Gunnar Gustafson down at the bottom of the order for the Cannons. Gustafson from Angelo State University. He'll take a first pitch strike from Ruiz. Count even at 1. Ruiz gets the call on the inside part of the plate. Gets Gustafson down in the count 1-2. A's would like to get out of the inning with no damage done, and they do it as he'll catch Gustafson looking, and that'll send us to the bottom of the second. Carlos, Gregory Jr., and Hoskins due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Kane Carlos leading off for the A's in the bottom of the second. Carlos, the only batter that did not come to the plate in the bottom of the first, and he's even in the count at 1 after he fouled off the last pitch he saw. Carlos, the freshman from Eastern Arizona College. Seville back on the mound for the Kansas Cannons. Carlos ahead in the count, 2-1. Seville misses high and outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. The A's have their leadoff aboard as Kane Carlos will draw the walk. That'll turn us back to the top of the order with Edward Gregory Jr. Grounded out his last time up. Throw over to first, not in time. Gregory Jr., he's batting .296 on the season for the Dodge City A's. He'll take a pitch inside. It's called strike. Seville gets ahead in the count against Gregory Jr. 0-1. Carlos goes, grounded up the third baseline and foul, and Gregory Jr. is down in the count 0-2. A's lead at 4-0. They sent 8 to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. The 0-2 pitch from Seville gets Gregory Jr. looking, and he goes down on strikes, and that is the first out of the inning. It brings up Zach Hoskins. Hoskins singled the last time he was up. Hoskins is batting .464 on the season. Takes the first pitch he sees, fouls it off towards the third base dugout. Finds himself down in the count 0-1. Hoskins didn't play against the Cannons back on June the 9th. 0-1 pitch from Seville. Miss outside. It evens a count at 1. Left to right in the outfield, it is Markowicz, Henry, and Muncy. Third to first across the infield, Green, Rodriguez, Gustafson, and Seafelt. Hellberg is behind the plate. Runner goes. The throw is offline. Hellberg behind the plate. Seville on the mound. That completes the battery for the Cannons. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. The Cannons, they wear their light blue tops today. A's with their greens. Runner goes again. The throw down to third was close, but not making the tag, and count evens itself at 2. The 2-2 delivery comes in and will hit Hoskins. So the Cannons with their light blue uniforms, it says Augusta on the back with their numerals in black. Cannons in cursive across the front with their logo, and then their numeral also in black. So that'll bring up Blake Coleman. Coleman doubled his last time up. Coleman batting .313 on the season. Runners on the corners, but not for long as he first pitch misses, and Hoskins steals second. So Coleman's ahead in the count 1-0. The pitch, Coleman will foul it off. It goes to our right and out of play. It'll even the count at 1. Hellberg's going to go out and have a quick conversation with Seville. A 1-1 pitch coming up. One away with 2 runners on. Both are in scoring position. Carlos at third, Hoskins at second. Coleman's ahead in the count 2-1 now. Coleman off the end of the bat. He sends a high fly ball out into right field. It'll allow the runners to tag up. The throw to third almost in time, but the run scores on the sacrifice fly, and the A's lead it 5-0. That'll bring up Jaden Marino with 2 away. Marino hit into a fielder's choice the last time he was up. Marino will take the first pitch he sees. It's a called strike. Marino's batting .310 on the season, so the A's have some batters that are seeing their average climb over the last couple of games. He'll foul that one off straight down and falls down in the count 0-2. Marino fouls that one off. Count remains 0-2. Another 0-2 pitch. Moreno back at the pitcher, Seville. He falls and make the throw to first, and it's in time. It'll end the inning. That was a rocket right back at Seville, but he makes the throw and ends the inning. We're headed to the top of the third. The A's lead at 5-0. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Well, back at the top of the order with Zeb Henry. The Cannons start their second trip through the batting order. Henry grounded out his first time up. Takes the first pitch ball from Ruiz, who's out for his third inning of work. So that pitch will miss low. Ruiz, he has a 1-2 record as the pitch is fouled off. He's making his sixth appearance for the Dodge City A's, and Henry is ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Ruiz has pitched 27 innings so far on the year. Henry will draw the walk, and that puts a runner aboard. Ruiz, he has a 7.00 ERA across 27 innings pitched. That'll bring up Cooper Green, who singled the last time he was up. Takes a pitch inside, called strike. Ruiz has had 2 outings where he went 7 innings, that against Liberal on June the 17th and against the Hayes Arcs on June the 11th. Well, so the first error of the ball game for the Dodge City A's is a runner now in scoring position. Count even at 1. Green fouls that one off and falls down in the count 1-2. Green fouls that one off on a quick little emergency hack. Goes up the first base line towards the bullpen. Count remains 1-2. He'll go down on strikes. So it comes up empty of Ruiz's offering, and that'll bring in Tegan Muncie with 1 away. Runner on second for the Cannons. Muncie flew out his last time up. So the second error of the inning charged to the Dodge City A's is a run scores. Pitch is popped high. It's going out towards right field. Tracking it and pulling it down is Coleman for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Blake Seafeld. He got caught looking the last time up. Seafeld will take a big swing, comes up empty on the first offering from Ruiz. Ruiz at 52 pitches now in the ball game. He'll fire in, gets Seafeld to swing and miss again, and Down in the count quickly, 0-2. A's lead it 5-1. So pitch is grounded into right field for Seafelt. Cannons have a runner aboard. So that'll bring up Owen Baxter. Baxter grounded out his last time up. Baxter takes a pitch high for ball one. Aiden last pitched against the Game Day Angels back on June the 28th. He went 6 innings in that outing, allowing 7 runs, all of them earned, struck out 5 and walked 2. 1-1 pitch called strike. Evens a count at 2 now. The 2-2 grounded to Gregory Jr. He'll pick it up, make the throw to first in time, and that will end the inning. The Cannons strand a runner. They score one, and we are headed to the bottom of the third. The A's lead at 5-1. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Bottom of the third, and the A's have Velasco, Johnson, and Hammond due up in the inning. So Velasco set to lead off. He tripled his last time up. He would come around and score after the throw sent the ball out of play. So the A's lead at 5-1. Steele Seville back on the mound for the Cannons as Velasco will take a called strike and falls down in the count 0-1. Owen delivery as Seville fires in. It's swung on and missed. Velasco's down in the count 0-2. He's batting .286 on the season. Game 27 overall for the Dodge City A's here tonight. Velasco makes contact, sends it out towards right field. Back towards the fence, bounce off the fence towards the center field mark. Rounding second, the throw will be cut off, and another triple for Velasco. back-to-back triples and back-to-back at-bats for Isaiah Velasco. The A's have a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Mekhi Johnson. Johnson, he singled his last time up. He's batting 167 on the season. He'll take a pitch high from Seville, who's now at 54 pitches. Johnson's ahead in the count, 1-0. Fouls a pitch off. It evens the count at 1. He'll ground it to the shortstop, backs up a couple of steps, makes the throw in time. So the RBI ground out for Johnson, and the A's lead at 6-1. So the A's have scored in every half inning so far, something that the Cannons did back on June the 9th. They scored in every half inning up until the 6th. They would be held scoreless in the 7th and 8th. They would beat the A's 12-8. Brings up Kevin Hammond, who takes a pitch for ball number 1. He flew out his last time up. Hammond batting .237 on the season. He'll foul off a pitch. It evens a count at 1. So the A's trying to complete their second trip through the batting order. We're in the bottom of the third. The A's with a 5-run advantage right now. The 1-1 pitch misses high. Makes it 2-1. Hammond will come up empty on the swing. He's going to take a step out, adjust his batting gloves. Makes contact, sends it out to right field. Taking a few steps in is Muncy, and he'll pull it down for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring in Devon Polk. Polk went down swinging his last time up. He's down in the count, 0-1. Grounds one up the middle, cut off by Gustafson, but bounces off of his glove, so an infield single for Polk. That'll bring up Kane Carlos at the bottom of the order. The Cannons, they are 12-12-1 on the season. They've dropped 5 in a row, going back to June the 28th. So 1 on and 2 away for Carlos. Polk, by the way, is batting .500. Carlos fouls off the first pitch he sees. He walked on the last time he was up. Carlos is batting .222. The throw over to first, not in time. The Cannons last played on July the 5th. They lost to the Junction City Brigade at 9-0 in that ball game. They lost both games they've played. 9-0 on the 5th and 5-7 on the 2nd. Throw over to first again was not in time. The 0-1 pitch fouled off. Down in the count, 0-2 is Carlos. Polk goes. Carlos fouls one, this time at the A's dugout. They occupy the third base dugout here at Cavalier Field. Pitch was fouled off. Count remains 0-2. The 0-2 delivery from Seville. Carlos swings at what would have been ball one, comes up empty, goes down on strikes. That ends the inning, and we are headed to the top of the fourth. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Zach Markowicz set to lead off for the Cannons. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out when he was up last. He'll take a pitch low for ball one. Markowicz would hit in the 9-hole for the Cannons in the first game. Would score 2 runs. He walked on twice. Makes contact, a high fly ball out towards right field. It falls on the track, bounces off the wall, and he will be in safely with a stand-up double. So that'll bring up Jackson Hellberg. Hellberg walked on his last time. 6, 7, and 8 were due up here in the inning. First pitch bounces ahead of home plate. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Checks his swing. Two balls and no strikes. Reese is back out for his 4th inning of work as he delivers inside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Hellberg draws a walk for the second time. It's a 4-pitch walk, and that'll bring up Nico Rodriguez. Rodriguez singled. Got one past Edward Gregory Jr. the last time up. Ruiz misses outside. Ruiz now at 67 pitches in the ball game. We're in the top of the fourth. The A's lead at 6-1. Rodriguez shows bunt. Nobody there to cover. They make the throw, but not in time. So Rodriguez bunts to load the bases with nobody out. Well, so the first real test of the Dodge City A's here this evening is that'll bring in Gunnar Gustafson. He went down looking his last time up. He has bases loaded ahead of him with nobody out. The pitch misses outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Ruiz again missing outside. Makes it 2-0. No work in either bullpen right now. Hammond's going to go out and have a quick conversation with Ruiz. We'll take this opportunity. Let's thank our Grand Slam sponsors, the City of Dodge City and Ford County, the Community Foundation of Southwest Kansas, Lewis Automotive Group, and Curbs Law Office, LLC. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. So we'll go back to work in a 2-0 count to Gunnar Gustafson. Markowicz at third, Hellberg at second, Rodriguez at first for the Kansas Cannons. Ruiz delivers a strike and has Gustafson in the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. That's grounded to the third baseman. Drop. They'll go to third for the force out, so a fielder's choice. They'll trade an out for a run. Runners on first and second with 1 away for Zeb Henry. We're back at the top of the order for the Kansas Cannons. He takes first pitch for ball. Henry is 0 for 1, walked on the last time up. Grounds one foul up the first baseline. Even the count at 1. So after working bases loaded, the Cannons have now scored in the last 2 half innings. They trail 6-2. 1-1 from Ruiz is swung on. Henry comes up empty. He's down in the count 1-2. Henry grounds it up the first base line. Nobody covering at first, and that loads the bases again. So that brings up Cooper Green now after the mound visit is over. The Cannons have bases loaded again. Green will take a called strike. Green 1 for 2. He got caught swinging his last time up. Bases loaded with 1 away. Ruiz will misfire outside, and that makes the count even at 1. There is work down in the A's bullpen now. Ruiz misfires. Nothing happening with it as it rolls away from Hammond. Looks like Jake Vassell down in the bullpen for the A's. A 2-1 delivery. Just misses off the outer edge, makes it 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, Ruiz in danger of walking a run in, and it would cut the A's lead in half. Pitch off the end of the bat and foul, and the count runs full. It's the countdown on the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away for the Cannons. This is the second time this inning that they've had bases loaded. The pitch sent foul. We'll see it pay off again. Rodriguez at third, Gustafson at second, Henry at first for the Cannons. One run in the inning. Green will foul that one off again. Count remains full. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming after 3 straight have been fouled off by Green. Ruiz will miss outside, and that'll walk a run in, and the A's lead 6-3 now. Brings up Tegan Muncy. Muncy is 0 for 2. He's flown out both times he's been at the plate.
At plate number 15, Tegan Muncy.
One is sent foul right into the first base dugout, right at some of his own teammates. Bases loaded with 1 away. 2 runs in for the Cannons in the inning. The pitch, chopper on the field, grounded. They go to second for the out. So the fielder's choice, and it puts runners on the corners. Another run in. The A's trail or now lead 6-4.
At plate, first baseman number 40, Blake Seafield.
So Seafield steps up with 2 away, runners on the corners. The Cannons have scored 3 in the 4th inning. He'll take a pitch inside. Well, the A's led it 6-1 coming in to the top of the 4th, and Cannons have managed to take advantage of some things, and now they only trail by 2. The pitch grounded right back at Ruiz. They'll trot over to first, make the throw in time, and that will end the inning as the Cannons strand 2 more, and we're headed to the bottom of the 4th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Edward Gregory Jr. leads off as the A's have entered the bottom of the fourth. They lead 6-4 after the Cannons plated 3 in the top half of the inning. So Edward Gregory Jr. steps up. He's 0 for 2. He got caught looking his last time up. He takes a pitch low from Seville. He's out for his 4th inning of work. Gregory will take a pitch low again. He's ahead in the count 2-0. $38 runs on 24 hits this season for Edward Gregory Jr. as he'll take a called strike. Still ahead in the count 2-1. Called strike. Evens a count at 2 apiece. 2-2 pitch from Seville. There is work down in the bullpen, and Gregory Jr. will foul that one off. Count remains 2-2. Gavin Willett in the bullpen. Pitch is grounded to the shortstop. Throw to first in time for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Zach Hoskins. He's 1 for 1. He was hit by pitch last time up. Hoskins, 12 runs on 13 hits for the season. So Hoskins steps in with 1 out, nobody on. The A's have scored in every half inning so far. He'll take a pitch low for ball 1. One-0 delivery. Seville will catch the outer part of the zone. Evens a count at 1. Hoskins fouls a pitch off. He's down in the count 1-2. Still Seville now at 75 pitches. He went 4 2/3 innings against the Dodge City A's on June the 9th. Allowed 7 hits on 6 runs. Walked 3 and struck out 3. Pitch was fouled off. Count remained 1-2. Phil's struck out 3 so far. The pitch misses outside. We'll even the count at 2. The 2-2 delivery. Low and outside. The count runs full. Payoff pitch from Seville. Hour and 15 minutes into this ball game. We're in the bottom of the 4th. The payoff pitch grounded up the first base line and foul. We'll see it again. Seville takes a step off the backside of the mound, grabs a rosin bag, and will get back to work. Waves off a pitch. Now he's got what he wants. He'll come set. Right back up the middle does Hoskins, and he'll get on. Hoskins sent that one right back where it came from, and the A's have a runner on with 1 away. That brings up Blake Coleman. Coleman's at 1 for 1, hit into a sac fly the last time he was up. Coleman has scored 15 runs on 21 hits this season. The throw over to first, not in time. So the Cannons, they are cognizant of the fact that the A's will run. Runner goes, the pitch was in for ball one. So the A's have a runner in scoring position with one away. Counts 1-0 to Coleman. Long look back at second. Nobody's covering the bag. Second baseman starting to come in. Pitch is called strike. It evens the count at 1. Coleman comes up empty on the swing. It's down in the count, 1-2. One-two pitch. Oh, it's in and will hit Coleman, and that puts runners on first and second. So that brings up Jaden Marino. Marino is 0 for 2. He grounded out his last time up. Marino at 10 runs on 13 hits for the season. The first pitch, Moreno takes it, sends a fly ball out towards right field. Tagging up is Hoskins, and that'll put runners on the corners with 2 away. That brings up Isaiah Velasco. Velasco is 2 for 2. Has hit triples both times he's been at the plate. Velasco, 22 runs scored, 20 hits this season. Runners on the corners with 2 away. The throw back to first is not in time. Throw back to first again, not in time. So Seville playing a little bit of cat and mouse with Coleman over at first. Almost makes you wonder if the players for Coach Phil Stevenson know about the hidden ball trick. Of course, if you don't know, one of the famous moves in Major League Baseball, Stevenson got caught on the base paths by the hidden ball trick and was out. Pitch is called strike by home plate umpire. Has Velasco in the count even at 1. Runner goes. The pitch is called strike. Well, speaking of Phil Stevenson, here he comes out of the dugout. They're going to have a mound visit. We're going to take this opportunity. Let's thank our home run sponsors: Cargill Meat Solutions, Laurendal, I Don't Care Family Restaurant and Sports Bar LLC, Parker Haskins Insurance Incorporated, TCBP LLC, Jimmy John's, the Victory Electric Cooperative Association Incorporated, and Forgone Financial LLC, Koch Fertilizer, Deriva Energy, Rabine Brothers, United Wireless Communications Incorporated, and Dodge City Kenworth. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Well, the A's have runners on second and third with two away. It is a 1-2 count to Isaiah Velasco. Now that this mound visit is over, we'll go back to work. A's lead it 6-4. They've scored in every half inning to this point, and they'd like to do so again here. The Cannons, they scored in the first 6 half innings in the game they played against the A's back on June the 9th. The A's would score in the first, second, 5th, and 9th innings. Velasco will take a pitch that misses for ball 2. It's deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. The 2-2 delivery from Seville will be the 90th pitch of the ball game. And it is sent out into left field. It will score at least one run. Here comes the second, rolling to the warning track. Velasco in safely at second. So 2 triples and a double for Isaiah Velasco, and 2-run score. The A's lead it 8-4. Velasco's a perfect 3 for 3, and Phil Stevenson wasting no time. He points to the bullpen. They're calling to the bullpen, and the night for Still Seville will be over. We'll take a step aside, tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Gavin Willett will take over the mound for the Kansas Cannons. He inherits a runner on, and 2 away. The A's lead at 8-4. He will deliver a first pitch high to Mekhi Johnson. Johnson ahead in the count, 1-0. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out his last time up. Johnson another, that one's actually called strike. So Willett broke off the front door bender. Johnson with 4 runs on 2 hits. It's a late addition to the Dodge City A's. Takes a pitch high and outside, makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Johnson makes contact, grounds it to the shortstop, running hard but making the throw in time, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the top of the 5th. The A's lead at 8-4. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Top of the 5th, and Jake Vassell is taking over the mound for the Dodge City A's.
Leading off for the Cannons, the DH.
Leading off, it is Owen Baxter. Baxter is 0 for 2. He's grounded out both times he's been at the plate. Jake has no record on the mound for the Dodge City A's. He's making his 2nd appearance. He pitched against the Game Day Angels. Went 2 innings in that ball game, allowed 1 run. Has a 4.50 ERA. As Baxter down on the count, 0-1. Pitch misses inside. It'll even the count now at 1 apiece. Pitch again misses inside. 2-1 delivery. Vassal fires in. This is on the inside edge again. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. All 3 misses have been right on the inside edge. Vassal, he works from the third base side of the rubber. Fires in, gets a strike call on the outer edge there, and it runs the count full. Payoff pitch. Both teams into the bullpen now. Vassal gets the grounder up. The first base line, and the Cannons have their leadoff runner aboard. The leadoff single. That brings in Zach Markowicz. Markowicz doubled the last time he was up. 1 on and nobody out for the Cannons. Markowicz will come up empty on the first offering he sees. Down on the count, 0-1. The 1 at the third baseman. They go to second for the out. So Baxter is tagged out on the fielder's choice.
Next up, number 8, Jack Over.
That'll bring in Jackson Hellberg. Hellberg has walked on both times he's been up. He'll take a pitch high and outside for ball 1. One-0 pitch is a high fly ball. Tracking it is Coleman right on the warning track, and he pulls it down for out number 2. So now 2 away and 1 on for the Cannons, and that will bring up Nico Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 2 for 2. He hit a bunt single his last time up. A's lead the Cannons 8-4. Worked our way into the top of the 5th. Rodriguez takes a pitch low and outside for ball 1. 1-0 offering from Vassal is swung on and missed. Rodriguez even in the count at 1 now. One delivery. Rodriguez comes up empty. He's down in the count 1-2. One, two, called strike 3, and that'll end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. The A's lead at 8-4. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Bottom of the fifth, and Kevin Hammond set to lead off for the Dodge City A's. Hammond's 0 for 2. He's flown out both times he's been up. Hammond, Polk, and Carlos due up in this inning as he takes ball one. Willett out for his first full inning of relief. Hammond fouls off a pitch. It goes over the press box and out of play. Evens the count at 1. Hammond 4 runs on 9 hits this season. One pitch. Misses outside. Makes it 2-1 to Hammond. Willett sends one in, and Hammond sends it up the left field line. It rolls out into left field to throw to second. Not in time. Hammond in safely with a double. So that'll bring up Devon Polk. Polk is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Polk scored 2 runs on 2 hits this season. So the A's have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the fifth, they lead at 8-4. The A's have scored in every half inning so far this ball game. They've out-hit the Cannons 9-7. Well, it takes a look back. Polk takes a swing, fouls it off, back out of play. He'll fall down in the count 0-1. The 0-1 is a fly ball. It's out into center field. Tracking it, tagging up. Hammond thought about it, but it is out number 1. One out now for the A's, and that brings up Kane Carlos at the bottom of the order. Carlos is 0 for 1. He got caught swinging his last time up. He scored 18 runs on 12 hits this season. He starts to show bunt and pulls it back, takes a pitch high for ball 1. The 1-0. Carlos sends it out into a right field. Hammond routing third. The right fielder bobbles it, so it'll be a single advance on the throw since Carlos held up at first.
Next up, number 6, Edward Gregory Jr.
So that'll bring up Edward Gregory Jr. We're back at the top of the order for the Dodge City A's as they start their 4th trip through the batting order. Edward Gregory Jr., he's 0 for 3, grounded out last time he was up. Shows bunt, sends it foul towards the third base dugout. Falls down in the count 0-1. Edward Gregory Jr., he has a .468 on-base percentage for the A's. The 0-1 delivery from Willett, now at 13 pitches in relief. Step off, make the throw back to second. Well, our music department's kind of starting to get their act together over there. He'll bounce a pitch ahead of home plate. Evens a count at 1. Carlos now at third on the stolen base. 1-1 pitch coming to Edward Gregory Jr. He'll take one low, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Willett, a 2-1 delivery. He'll miss low and outside. Makes it 3-1. Three 1 pitch coming. It's the 17th pitch. Gregory will swing and miss, and the count runs full. So we'll see a payoff pitch for Willett. He stands on the first base side of the rubber. The payoff pitch hits home plate and bounces, and that'll score a run. It's ball 4, so it'll put Gregory Jr. on, and the A's have now scored in every half inning they've been at the plate.
Next up for the A's, number 9, Austin.
So the A's have scored 2 so far in the bottom of the 5th. There's 1 away. Hoskins, he'll take a pitch outside. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game, 2 singles and a hit by pitch. Hoskins at .634 on base percentage. Take a look over at first. Hoskins shows bunt, lays it down, fielded by the pitcher Willett. The diving attempt at first, but they make the throw. It moves Gregory Jr. over to second. Now with 2 away.
At plate number 24, Blake.
So that will bring up Blake Coleman. Coleman's 1 for 1. Was hit by pitch his last time up. They make the throw back to first, not in time. Or second, I should say. Coleman, a .403 on base percentage. Edward Gregory Jr. at second. He'll take off. He gets to third with the stolen base. Willett misses inside. The pitch was a ball, and that makes Coleman ahead in the count 1-0. Willett looks in and has his signs. Delivers. Coleman grounds it at the shortstop Rodriguez. I'll make the throw to first. That'll end the inning, but the A's lead it 10-4. We're headed to the top of the 6th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Leading off in the sixth, it is Gunnar Gustafson. He is 0 for 2. He's struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. Jake Vassell back on the mound for the Dodge City A's. Gustafson pops one up. It's up the elevator chute, and tracking it, pulling it down is Gregory Jr. for out number 1. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Zeb Henry. We're back at the top of the order for the Cannons. They start their 4th trip through the batting order. Henry, he's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Also has a ground out and a walk in the ball game. So with 1 out, nobody on. Vassell delivers outside and misses for ball 1. The A's lead at 10-4. They've out hit the Cannons 10-7. Pitch is called strike. It will even the count at 1. The 1-1 from Vassell. He'll miss outside and low. Vassell misses out and low again. Henry ahead in the count, 3-1. Pitch, he'll miss low, and that puts a runner on. So 1 on and 1 away for the Cannons to bring up Cooper Green. Green, he's 1 for 2, walked on the last time he was up.
That's play, third baseman number 22, Cooper Green.
First pitch to Green, he'll swing. Catches a piece of Hammond while he's at it. He's down in the count, 0-1. Kevin comes up shaking his hand. He might have foul tipped it and caught his hand. We'll go back to work. Green's down in the count, 0-1. Pitch, swung on and missed. Green down 0-2. Cannons have a runner aboard with 1 away. Zeb Henry down at first after he drew the walk. The 0-2 delivery, it's swung on. It'll be a drop strike 3. Hammond tracks it. Nope, it's just a strikeout. 2 away now for the Cannons to bring in Tegan Muncy. Muncy 0 for 3, hit into a fielder's choice.
Now batting, right fielder number 15.
It's flown out to right and flown out to left. First pitch to Muncy will miss outside. Exit 1-0. Vassell delivers, misses a little high and outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike, so after getting ahead to Green, he's behind in the count now, 2-0. Down low, the pitch, it will roll out into center field. They'll make the throw to third, but it's offline, and so an error on the Dodge City A's. The error puts the runner over at third with 2 away. Muncy the 3-0 count. That'll put runners on the corners.
At the plate, number 40, Blake Seafield.
So with runners on the corners, Blake Seafield steps up. He's 1 for 3, grounded out. He'll take a called strike. If you ever listen to pitching coaches, you'll hear them talk about how important it is to get ahead in the count. That all-important first pitch strike, and he's got it. It evens the count at 1 now after he misses outside and gets Seafield to swing and miss, and he's down in the count 1-2. One, two, a line drive right back at Kane Carlos at short. That'll end the inning, and we are headed to the bottom of the 6th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Jaden Moreno leads off in the bottom of the 6th. He's ahead in the count 2-0 for Willett, who is back on the mound. Pop-up fielded by the second baseman. The throw to first is well, first out of the inning.
Next for the A's, number 16, Isaiah Velasco.
That'll bring up Isaiah Velasco. Velasco, well, he's 3 for 3, 2 triples and a double in the ball game. First pitch he sees is high and outside. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Willett misses. So after making a glove trade, Seefeld at first, trading gloves with one of his teammates in the dugout. Willett misses high and inside, outside for ball 3. The 3-0 pitch. It's called strike to Velasco. Velasco on base, a .433 percentage. Called strike on the inside, and that runs the count full. So we'll see the payoff pitch from Willett. Fired in, grounded to the shortstop Rodriguez. I'll make the throw to first in time, and 2 away. So that'll bring up Mekhi Johnson. He is at 1 for 3 in the ball game. Johnson grounded out the last time he was up. Johnson a .375 on base percentage. A bender that is left high. Johnson's ahead in the count, 1-0. Johnson makes contact. It's popped foul. And giving chase, it'll fall in front of the first base dugout. So it will fall foul and evens the count at 1. Phil taking a minute to have a quick conversation with his catcher, Hellberg. Probably talking over who needs to call for that fly ball. We'll go back to work. The count, 1 ball and 1 strike to Johnson. Nobody on and 2 away for the A's, and he'll wear a pitch. So that puts 1 on with 2 away to bring in Kevin Hammond. Hammond, he's at 1 for 3, doubled the last time he was up. Hammond a .370 on base percentage.
Next up for the A's,
the A's working their 4th trip through the batting order. First pitch from Willett to Hammond. He'll miss low. Makes it ball 1. Pitch is called strike. Dropping the ball on the throw to second. So a runner in scoring position and a 1-1 count to Hammond. Grounds it to the shortstop Rodriguez. I'll make the throw to first, and that will end the inning. For the first half inning, the A's are held scoreless, and we're headed to the top of the 7th. You've been listening to Dart City A's Baseball.
Out there. Our runners tonight are Piper, Sawyer, Landon, Quinton, Quinn, and Parker. Give them a hand, please, everyone. Now, fans, I need you to be real loud when they start running. All right, let's give them a good one here. No cheating, especially for mustard. Nobody likes mustard. All right, on my count, get set. Go, 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 go! Cheer 'em on, cheer 'em on, cheer 'em on! Go ketchup, everyone's favorite ketchup is the winner. Keep going, mustard, run, 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 run! Go, 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 you got it, you got it! Way to compete, way to finish. Yes.
Jake Vassel's back on the mound for the Dodge City A's as Owen Baxter set to lead off for the Kansas Cannons as we've entered the top of the seventh, just over 2 hours into this ball game. Baxter is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game, singled the last time he was up. Vassell gets the strike call on the inside edge, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Baxter comes up empty, evens the count at 2. A's lead at 10-4 here in the top of the 7th. Vassell, he'll miss inside. The count runs full. The payoff pitch. Called strike 3, and that is the first out of the inning. 1 away for the Cannons, and that will bring in Zach Markowicz. Markowicz is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Hit into a fielder's choices last time up. Vassell misses outside to Markowicz, who will move ahead in the count 1-0. Looks like the A's might be getting Caden Stewart up in the bullpen. Markowicz ahead in the count 2-0. There's no work in the Cannons bullpen, but there are players outside of the bullpen fence. 2-1 delivery. Vassell looks in. He's got his sign and comes set. Fire in. It's off the end of the bat. Popped up. Giving chase is Carlos, coming in and ranging in is Zach Hoskins. He'll take it for out number 2. That'll bring up the catcher Hellberg. He's 0 for 1, flew out the last time he was up.
Cannons, the catcher, number 8, Jack Hilbert.
2 away for the Cannons in the top of the 7th. They scored 1 in the 3rd and 3 in the 4th. He'll take a first pitch strike from Vassell and is down in the count 0-1. The A's, they scored 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. Vassell will miss outside, and that evens a count at 1. Back up the middle, that'll get a runner on with 2 away. Now the A's, they just can't quite come up with the 1-2-3 inning, which is fine.
At the plate, number 1, Nico Rodriguez.
The Cannons, they sent 4 to the plate in the 1st. Five in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd, 4 in the 5th, and 5 in the 6th. Count evens itself at 1 to Rodriguez. He's at 2 for 3 in the ball game. Got caught looking his last time up. Laid down a bunt and beat it out to load the bases in his second at bat of the ball game. Throw over to first was not in time. A 1-1 delivery is Hellberg getting a lead off at first. Vassell delivers low, and count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Coleman giving the, or not Coleman, Moreno giving the settle down sign. The pitch, a high fly ball. It'll go down the right field side. Ranging in is Coleman from right field. He'll make the catch above his head, and that will end the inning. It is stretch time in Dodge City. The A's lead the Cannons 10-4. Devon Polk leading off as he'll face Gavin Willett. He's back on the mound for the Kansas Cannons. There is work down in the Cannons bullpen as Willett delivers ball 1 to Polk. Polk, he flew out his last time up. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Polk swings and sends that one foul to the left. Evens the count at 1. Polk, 600 on base percentage. The 1-1, Polk grounds it back up the middle, fielded by Gustafson, and the throw to first is in time as Seafelt stretched out and went away for the A's. So that'll bring up Kane Carlos. We're at the bottom of the order for the Dodge City A's. Carlos is 1 for 2. He hit a single his last time up. Kane Carlos has an on-base percentage of .411 this season. The first pitch he sees from Willett misses high for ball 1. Carlos will send that one foul. It evens the count at 1. You heard the kids go running as they chased after the foul ball. The pitch high and inside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. I believe it's Cooper Ewing that is down in the bullpen for the Kansas Cannons. The 2-1 delivery, a little excuse me as bat doesn't come off of his shoulders. They'll send it foul, though, and it evens the count at 2. Two delivery coming from Willett. Fires in. Misses low and outside, and the count runs full. So we'll see the payoff pitch. The payoff pitch sent out into right field. The A's have a runner aboard with 1 away. So that'll bring up Edward Gregory Jr. We're back at the top of the order for the Dodge City A's, starting their 5th trip through the batting order. Gregory Jr., he's 0 for 3. He drew the walk the last time he was up. Gregory Jr., he is slugging .481 on the season. So 2 groundouts, a strikeout, and a walk has been the night for Edward Gregory Jr. He'll take the first pitch he sees, fouls it off. Down in the count, 0-1. The 0-1 delivery coming up. Well, taking a look back at first. Carlos starts to get a lead, doesn't go anywhere, and the pitch misses low and evens the count at 1. The A's have out-hit the Cannons 11-8. The A's actually out-hit the Cannons 12-8 in their 12-8 loss. It was walks and free bases. It was the issue that night. Pitch, it'll miss outside. Edward Gregory Jr. ahead in the count, 2-1. Well, it stands on the first base side of the rubber, looking over. He'll miss outside. It rolls away from Hunt. By the way, Brady Hunt taking over as catcher for the Kansas Cannons. Count 3-1 to Edward Gregory Jr. The pitch will miss high, and he draws his second walk. Second in back-to-back at-bats. So that'll put runners on first and second, and that brings up Zach Hoskins. Hoskins, he is 2 for 2. Grounded a sac bunt his last time up. Has 2 singles for hits in the ball game. Hoskins. Slugging. Send it out to left field. It's over the wall and gone. It is a 3-run home run for Zach Hoskins as he sends it over the Tommy's Car Wash sign, and the A's are within 1 of the run rule. So as we were saying, Zach Hoskins is slugging .714 on the season. And we will go back to work with Blake Coleman. Coleman, he is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He grounded out his last time up. The A's lead it 13-4. The Cannons are getting dangerously close to dropping their 6th in a row. 1 out in the inning. Coleman steps up. He'll take a swing. Comes up empty. Coleman's 1 for 2. Grounded out his last time up. Coleman's slugging .403. Down in the count, 0-1. Backdoor bender misses a little bit high. It'll even a count at 1. Will it? A high fly ball that's headed out. It'll stay in the ballpark. Fielded at center by Zeb Henry for out number 2. Well, here comes Coach Phil Stevenson out of the dugout for the Kansas Cannons, and the night for Gavin Willett may be over. There's been no indication yet to the bullpen. They've had a pitcher down there warming up. This may very well just be a pause to talk a few things over to see if they can avoid the run rule and get this game into the top of the 8th. Well, they do make the call to the bullpen. So we'll take this opportunity to thank our triple sponsors, Conant Construction LLC, Wild Pines Washes Dodge City LLC, Tommy's Car Wash, First Avenue Dental PA, ITC Great Plains LLC, Hinton Plumbing Service LLC, Medical Heights Dental Center PA, DC Appliance and Furniture, and Dodge City Eye Care. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Well, we'll see. The Cannons go to Cooper Ewing. The lefty will take over the mound for the Cannons. We'll take a step aside while he does his warm-ups. We'll be back after this. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Jaden Moreno is up for the Dodge City A's as he takes a first pitch ball from Cooper Ewing, the East Central University product. Moreno is 0 for 4. He grounded out his last time up. He'll come up empty on the swing and is down in the count 1-2. Moreno slugging .595 for the A's. 1-2 pitch from the lefty. Misses outside and low. Deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. So the A's have scored in every half inning except the sixth. They lead at 13-4. As Ewing misses outside and low again, and the count runs full. So we'll see a payoff pitch from the lefty. He works from the third base side of the rubber. He's going to take a step off and use the rosin bag. He'll step back on. Ewing has his sign. Comes set. The payoff pitch. Bounced ahead of home plate, and that will put a runner on for Isaiah Velasco. Velasco, he's 3 for 4, and he has the ability to end it here if he is able to make contact. So Moreno on at first for the Dodge City A's. Velasco, 2 triples and a double, has been, and a ground out. That's been his night at the plate. Velasco slugging .586 on the season. They'll take the first pitch, grounds it. It's at the second baseman. They'll go to second base for the out. So the 4U will end the inning, and we're headed to the top of the 8th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Welcome back in to Cavalier Field. Jake Vassell back on the mound, going out for his 4th inning of relief. He'll face off against Gunnar Gustafson. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He flew out his last time up. Gustafson takes a pitch low for ball number 1. Just about the 2.5-hour mark in this ball game as Vassell misses again, and Gustafson ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. The A's do have a pitcher in the bullpen, and Gustafson sends a high fly ball to left field and over the Cavalier wording on the left field wall for a home run. Well, the A's lead it 13-5 after the leadoff home run. That'll bring up Zeb Henry. We're back at the top of the order for the Kansas Cannons. Henry 1 for 2. He walked on his last time up. He's actually walked twice in the ball game. Nobody on, nobody out. 1 run in after the solo shot. It's a called strike on the outer edge. Henry's down in the count 0-1. Well, now he's down in the count 0-2 after he comes up empty on Vassal's offering. The 0-2 delivery. Vassal misses outside and makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Henry will go down on strikes, though, as he'll swing and miss. And that will bring up Cooper Green. Green is 1 for 3. He went down swinging his last time up. Green down in the count 0-1. Vassal's thrown 56 pitches in relief for the A's. 57th coming up. Misses outside. Evens a count at 1 apiece. So the A's, they'll have a couple of off days, and then they will welcome the Liberal BJs back to Cavalier Field on Thursday evening. It's a non-league contest as Vassal misses outside and makes it 2-1. The 2-1 misses low. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. So a non-league contest on Thursday, and then the A's will turn their attention to finishing the series with the Denver Cougars Friday, Saturday, and then another non-league contest on Sunday with the Cougars. Pitch is sent out into left center field, rolls to the wall, and Green will be in safely with a stand-up double. Brings up Tegan Muncie. He's 0 for 3. Walked on his last time up. 1 on and 1 away now.
Hey, go. Go. I put 2 hot dogs in the line.
So a quick mound visit, and we'll go back to work as Kevin will come back and take his position behind home plate. First pitch coming to Muncie. Vassal will take a look back at second. Muncie sends one off the end of the bat out into right field. Tracking it is Coleman. He pulls it down, and Green tags up. He'll advance to third, 2 away for the Cannons. That'll bring in Blake Seafelt. That's a called strike. Seafelt's 1 for 4. Hit into a line drive his last time up. Seafelt fouls one off the end of the bat, out of play to the right. He'll fall down in the count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch will miss low, not allowing advancement. Makes it 1-2 strikes. The pitch again misses low. The A's pitching staff has combined to strike out 7 in the ball game so far. Deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. The 2-2 pitch. Ding, round 1 as it hits the pole that supports the netting, and the count remains 2-2. Vassell delivers again, fouled. So after falling down in the count 0-2, Seafeld has come back, evened the count at 2, and then fouled off 2 more. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming. Bounces ahead of home plate, and the count runs full. So the payoff pitch from Jake Vassell. The A's have Nolan Huff down in the bullpen right now. The payoff pitch. Off the end of the bat, it goes out into left field. It'll be played off the hop, and Green will trot home to score the second run of the inning, and the A's lead at 13-6. Two away. That brings in Owen Baxter. Baxter is 1 for 4. He got caught looking his last time up. One pitch. Has Baxter down on the count 1-2 now. Seafelt stands at second. 1-2 delivery. Pulled a little bit outside, and it evens a count at 2. Two pitch is swung on and missed, and it is the 8th strikeout of the ball game. We are headed to the bottom of the 8th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Mekhi Johnson set to lead off for the A's. We've entered the bottom of the 8th. They lead at 13-6. Johnson, he is 1 for 3. He was hit by pitches last time up. A line drive right back at the second baseman Gustafson for out number 1. So that'll bring up Kevin Hammond. Hammond is 1 for 4. He grounded out the last time he was up at the plate. 1 away for the A's in what could be the last at-bats of the ball game. Hammond will take a first pitch strike. Called strike on the outer edge and is down in the count 0-1. Hammond is slugging .263 on the season. Pitch misses outside, makes it 2-1. The 2-1. Hammond golf swings it, gets it past the shortstop Rodriguez, as it will roll out into center field, and the A's have a runner aboard. That brings up Devon Polk. Polk is 1 for 4. Grounded out. To the second baseman Gustafson his last time up. Polk is slugging at .750 on the season. He'll twist and get out of the way of the inside ball and moves ahead in the count 1-0. Swung on and missed, and that will even the count at 1. 1-1 delivery from Cooper Ewing, who came on in the last half inning. He's thrown 14 pitches in relief. He'll bounce one ahead of home plate, and Hammond will round second. He'll stay there, though. One on in scoring position now with 1 away. Polk ahead in the count, 2-1. Ewing will miss low. Counts 3-1. The 3-1. Ewing misses outside. It gets away from the catcher Hunt, and that'll put runners on the corners. So with runners on the corners, that'll bring up Kane Carlos. We're at the bottom of the order for the Dodge City A's. Carlos, 2 for 3. He singled the last 2 times he's been at the plate. Carlos is slugging at .315 on the season. The throw down to second, not in time. Pitch was high for ball 1. Runners at second and third now. Hammond's at third. Polk over at second. 11 stolen bases in the ball game. Grounded to the second baseman. They'll make a wild throw, and another run will score. That puts Carlos over at second now, and the A's are within 1 of the run rule. Edward Gregory Jr., he's 0 for 3, ahead in the count 1-0. A's lead at 15-6. Ewing misses inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Gregory Jr. is ahead in the count 3-0. He has 20 stolen bases on the season for the Dodge City A's. He'll swing and come up empty. Counts 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 away for the A's. 2 runs have scored, and the A's have scored in every half inning but the 6th. Carlos with a big lead off a second. He'll take off and go. He'll get to third, but the tag is applied, and that is the second out of the inning. It was ball 4, so Carlos tried to steal. So that'll bring up Zach Hoskins. Hoskins, he's at 3 for 3. 2 singles and a home run, and Edward Gregory Jr. was caught in a rundown. He's going to third. He's going to round third. He's coming home. They're not going to make the throw, and that will end the ball game. So the A's will walk it off in run rule in the bottom of the 8th. They win it 16-6 over the Kansas Cannons, and they avenge the loss earlier in the season. The A's have won 2 in a row. The Cannons, well, they've dropped 6 in a row now. We'll take a step aside, come back with your final game numbers. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Well, the A's are victorious tonight as they take down the Kansas Cannons in run rule fashion. It is an 8-inning run rule, 16-6 in favor of your A's. Aiden Ruiz will pick up the win on the mound for the A's. Still, Seville will take the loss for the Kansas Cannons. Take a look at the final scoring. The A's, well, let's take care of the Cannons first. They score 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 in the 8th. 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Cannons. They strand 11. The A's, they score in every half inning but the 6th. 16 runs scored on 13 hits. They commit 3 errors and strand 7. The Dodge City A's, they would score early and score often. As the A's, they would plate 4 in the bottom of the 1st. Zach Hoskins would come up after Edward Gregory Jr. grounded out. He would hit a single. Blake Coleman doubles, it scores Hoskins. Then Jaden Marino hits into a fielder's choice. Isaiah Velasco steps up. He triples and drives 2 runs in. Makai Johnson will step up and single that. And then Kevin Hammond will ground out. He will drive in a run as well. Then in the 2nd, the A's would get Kane Carlos to lead off. He would walk on, and then he would be driven in on a Blake Coleman sacrifice fly. Hoskins was on. He was hit by pitch and would make it to 3rd. In the 3rd inning, Isaiah Velasco would lead off. He would hit his 2nd triple of the ball game. He'd send it out into right center field. He would come around and score on a Makai Johnson ground out. The A's would get runners on again in the fourth, as Zach Hoskins would come up. He would single. A Blake Coleman would be hit by pitch. Isaiah Velasco would step up. He would hit a 2 RBI double that scored both Hoskins and Coleman. In the fifth, Kevin Hammond leads off. He doubles, followed by a Kane Carlos single that drives Hammond in. And then Edward Gregory Jr., he draws a walk and would make it to third, as Kane Carlos would score on a wild pitch during Zach Hoskins at bat. The A's would be held scoreless in the sixth, but they would have a runner aboard as Makai Johnson would be hit by pitch. He would make it to second, but would be stranded there. The seventh, Kane Carlos would hit a single, followed by an Edward Gregory Jr. walk. Zach Hoskins, he drives a home run over the Cavalier wording and would drive in 3 runs. It looked like the A's would get the run rule, but they would have to get it in the eighth, as Kevin Hammond would come on. He would get on a single. Devon Polk would draw the walk. Kane Carlos gets on an error. And then Edward Gregory Jr., he walks on after Kane Carlos is picked off at third. He gets on the walk, and then a pick over to first, the throwing error by the pitcher for the Kansas Cannons, and that scores the 16th and final run of the ball game as the A's win it in run rule 16-6 over the Kansas Cannons. It is a run rule victory tonight. The A's, they improve to 12-15 overall on the season. That'll wrap it up here at Cavalier Field. The A's will have 2 days off and will welcome in the Liberal BJs. It will be a non-league contest Thursday night. First pitch, 7 p.m. here at Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert, was alongside for tonight's broadcast, alongside with Amory Macias assisting with the live stream. For the entire A's board and organization, we say thank you for following along as the A's win it 16-6 over the Kansas Cannons. That'll do it for tonight. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.